to talk about these in the context of some very recent work that we've been involved in with a Future of the Life Insurance Industry collaborative working group that was brought to us by the AALU. And it involved a number of different companies that sponsored this work, which we're very grateful for. And each of them brings a very important superpower to the mix. Things that they do uniquely that hopefully can be reapplied some new way in the future. So what we did were basically three things. First, we were asked to look at what's up with the non-buyer. We've been talking about the non-buyer of life insurance for a really long time, trying to close the protection gap. Let's figure out what we don't know about the non-buyer that could give us some clues. The second is a little bit of crystal ball stuff, which we love. Crystal ball, what I mean by that is we have techniques that we use that we've been using for the last couple of years, in fact, called prediction markets, which is tapping into the wisdom of the crowd to know what the future holds. It's actually shown to be very accurate in predicting future events. So I'm going to share some of those with you. And then there's some ideas that came out of this. You'll see little sketches showing some near-in and far-out ideas. And some of them are real far out, but really cool to think about because, again, the future is already here. It's just not that evenly distributed. So there's three places that I want us to think about applying the thinking shift. The first one is in demand creation. That is basically the whole sold, not bought paradigm. We have to remember that this industry doesn't have a whole lot of natural demand, and we have to create the demand. All right? The experience, the advice, that's the whole process that people go through once they've decided that they want to buy insurance, and they are getting advice around it, and then the product itself. So we want to look at those separately. Let's start with the demand creation. This is an excellent way to practice reframing a problem. This is an area, the demand creation, that hasn't really been disrupted as yet, this part of the process. The reason being is because of that need to create the demand, that it's not natural. But if I were to disrupt this part of what we do in the industry, I would reframe this as not so much a perception problem, which is the reason for the non-demand, is more of an attention span problem. Not to say perception isn't a problem, but the bigger issue that we need to solve is one of attention span.